you definitely get the bragging rights for the entire season and the entire year, and you want that.
Stanley short set, and he hits Amir Smith-Mars.
Place between player and head coach.
James Butler in at tailback. Wadley makes the catch away from his running back spot, and his father would be for the position. Stanley, first-year starter on the roll, throws across his body in your year for Akram Wadley, and he'll split carries with James Butler, the transfer from Nevada, who's in. Stanley to the sideline, has a completion. First down goal for Iowa. Quick set and a throw to Nick Easley. Easley scores! Offensively. Stanley, quick set to the outside, and that one gets lit up. DeAndre Payne in the face. Third down 8. Neither team's converted a third down today. Stanley, the sophomore, thought about the check down. Instead, he hits Smith. Last year against the Wolverines in that victory, over 100 yards, and Wadley is in the backfield on first down. Stanley flushed out. Sophomore quarterback Stanley rolls out of bounds.
In harm's way.
Quick set and a throw. Vandenberg, Matt Vandenberg, who was out for it, might be coming. 3rd and 11. Halfway through quarter number 2. Stanley with a flag down, slings it. Guys who hung up 14 points basically every quarter last year against Iowa State. Stanley the check down to his fullback Drake.
And so fitting for 2 running backs, a completely different animal.
He said he feels like he's living in a different world. Stanley going deep down the sideline, incomplete. Wrestling is big in Iowa, but you don't want it today.
Not in this game.
Stanley on play action. Turned his back, now checks it down. Butler across midfield, shakes a tackle. The running backs for Iowa owning this drive. Halftime report. Iowa first down inside the 30, trying to take its first lead. Stanley, who's been pretty accurate today, on the run this time across the 25. Easley and Vandenberg, the receivers, 2 tight ends. Stanley to throw to Vandenberg, the senior. He leaps and he makes
game. 2 tight ends, ace formation. You end up in a balanced set. It forces the defense to be balanced, and you end up with a one-on-one outside with Matt Vandenberg.
Helping them take the lead. 3 wide on second down for Nate Stanley. Pump and go. Stanley down the sideline. He overthrew another so far in the game. First-year starting quarterback. Blitz coming. Stanley throws to that side, and Easley, who's trucked down just across the 25.
Iowa was getting leverage in the run game.
Nate Stanley to throw, and a high percentage pass. He hits Easley, who scored earlier. He was replaced by Jackson. Stanley play action. And he dumps it down to the fullback. Kulik, wide open space. Green grass.
Been doing here. They'll go single back plenty, but they like 2 backs as well. And Kulik is that battering ram. He steps up inside, blocks a guy, rolls out, and he play for this group. That is something that you don't see this day and age nearly enough, or at least we don't hear about it.
In the era of transfers, it certainly is rare. Intended target
sticks. It's time for Iowa State to make something happen here.
5th time, 3rd and 10 or more for Iowa today. Stanley, the sophomore, pocket holds up, down the middle, wide open. First down across.
And the dropped coverage. Hawkinson is going to come inside, and you had Noah Feint outside. 2 tight ends on the same side, and then coverage was dropped. Little high safety again here.
Play action for Stanley. Rush coming. Stanley gets it off inside the 10-yard line and for the Hawkeyes. Stanley, screen pass. No, sir!
Instead of the basketball floor.
Tremendous role model, certainly, for that. The Harrisons. Stanley with a quick set to the outside and Easley. And he's
this game just a few minutes ago.
Second down, play action, Stanley. Lanning's after him and incomplete, short of Easley. 3rd down for the game. for the Hawkeyes, 3 of them in the first half. Stanley, the sophomore, and that's incomplete. Iowa trailing by 10. Nate Stanley, sophomore quarterback, goes on the check down for Easley, and Easley to the outside. 12, Brandon Smith, the freshman. We have not heard from him today. Smith-Marset in motion. Stanley to the sideline, flag down. He won.
In a way that you are, in a balanced way offensively. We saw it on that last play.
Wadley over 100. This time they throw over the middle to the Cyclones, trying to win in Ames for the first time in 6 years. Stanley with the pump, with time. Stanley for Smith-Marset, and they'd like some yards. Stanley, the sophomore, screens it out for Wadley, turning upfield. Akram Wadley inside the red zone. Render popping out from his left guard spot as Stanley lofts it up, end zone, diving try. Smith-Marset. Stanley has Vandenberg down low. He looks the other way. Stanley whips it out of the end zone, and it's third. Given change to play. Nate Stanley to throw. Stanley threw it behind Fant, and Iowa threw up. Hawkeye fans to the controls. Stanley to throw with a dart into coverage, incomplete. Under 4 to play. Stanley to throw. Stanley flares it over the middle, incomplete. Nate Stanley, 21 of 33. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Stanley to throw, sideline route, the senior Vandenberg. And Stanley second and short. To the sideline and incomplete. You can have offensive. Stanley to throw. Stanley behind his man, caught anyway by Fant. And the question is, how do you do that when you're so play action based? Stanley with a bullet to Fant across midfield.
Can be a perimeter guy, but your tight end's inside.
Stanley scanning. Stanley over the middle. Wadley got past Lanning. Akram Wadley inside the red zone. Wadley could go. Wadley touch. Did it. Stanley in his first year as the starting quarterback for the Hawkeyes. To throw on first down. Stanley lobs it up, going for it all. Incomplete. He wanted Van. Third down and 4. Stanley, low snap, on the roll, to the edge he goes, easily inside the 10-yard line. Second down and goal for Iowa. Wadley, the tailback. Smith-Marset in motion. Stanley to throw, to the end zone. Touchdown! Iowa! If he hung on, has won it for the Hawkeyes.
And this play is going to be reviewed. There isn't any doubt about it. Smith-Marset goes inside on Brian Peavy, matched up one-on-one, and once you get the defender to jump inside to prevent you from going across the field, which is exactly what Brian Peavy is taught to do, Smith-Marset